Many of you know I was born in Argentina. My family came to the United States when I was 5 years old because the economy was terrible in Argentina in 1989. And since then, Argentina has had downs and bigger downs and very few ups, quite frankly. And things are now acutely imploding in Argentina. And I thought I would talk about it a little bit. The economy in Argentina has been disastrous for a long time now. I mean, really leading all the way back to when my family left in 1989. It's been a combination of inflation, foreign debt, terrible leaders, not properly managing natural resources and other resources in a both sustainable but economically advantageous way. Anything you can imagine basically has gone bad in Argentina. Now, Cristina Kirchner was president from 2007 to 2015. And she was one of the most corrupt presidents in a long time. And to say that in Argentina, that says a lot. Illicit self enrichment, literally flying millions of dollars in cash out of the country on small planes, devastating the Argentinian economy in a lot of ways, a lot actually like Hugo Chavez in Venezuela, raping and pillaging Argentina's resources for her own gain, while touting populist sounding rhetoric and being ostensibly, quote, on the left, but not of any left that I can consider myself a part of. Now, she ultimately lost in 2015 and was replaced by Mauricio Macri. Macri is very different from Kirchner, but also problematic, less overtly and cartoonishly corrupt, but a center-right Trumpian vulture capitalist. I mean, literally a friend of Donald Trump's who was looking at doing some Trump projects in Argentina. He did some good things. He's done some infrastructure stuff, a high-speed city bus in Buenos Aires, putting money into public works and some other infrastructure. But meanwhile, the Argentinian peso has continued to fall in value, and the inflation has continued, unheard of inflation by American standards. Really horrible stuff. To give you a sense, back in 2016, the exchange rate was about 13 to 1 Argentinian peso to US dollar. In the last few months, it's gotten as high or as low as 45 Argentinian pesos to 1 US dollar. Terrible for everyone in Argentina, creates all sorts of problems. That gets us to this past Sunday. Sunday, Argentina had sort of the equivalent of the primary elections. They're called PASO, P-A-S-O, which stands for something which I forget. But it's a different primary. It's an election to determine who will be on the final election ballot, but it's people from all parties and the top vote getters are on the final ballot. And it turns out that Cristina Kirchner is back on the ballot, not as president, but as vice president to another guy named Fernandez. Now, what you have to understand is that Cristina Kirchner is Kirchner because her husband, who was also a president in Argentina, was last named Kirchner. Her unmarried name, maiden name, I don't know if that's an appropriate term, was Fernandez. So the whole gimmick here is Fernandez and Fernandez, a guy named Fernandez with Cristina Fernandez as his running mate. And they get the plurality of the vote in the PASO elections, 43% of the vote. Meanwhile, there have been indictments of Cristina that had potential prison time attached to them, which will likely go nowhere. And now she is one step closer to being back in the pink house, the Argentinian equivalent of the White House of the United States. It is very likely, with 43%, it is very likely that Fernandez and Fernandez are going to win the general election in October. And of course, this is instantly disastrous. The peso collapses even more, going in one day from 44 point something to 1 to 53 to 1. Okay. This is a single day currency devaluation of more than 20% in one day. And things are so blindly hyper-partisan in Argentina that immediately the pro-Cristina people say the currency crash after the election results was because lots of corrupt people in Macri's administration are realizing the game is over and they are now getting their money out of the country, which is crashing the currency. That's an allegation of which there is actually no evidence at this point in time. So bottom line, even in my family, there are big divisions on Argentinian politics. I don't talk with them about any of it. Part of it is I live in the United States. I don't want to be the outsider who, when I go visit, starts pretending to know everything and of a situation that they are living day to day. But it is so toxic, and people say such insane things to either defend or attack whoever isn't on their side. But the bottom line is this is looking very bad. The currency is increasingly worth less and less. This makes people's salaries worth less and less. This makes inflation go up. They're on the verge of putting back in one of the biggest rapers and pillagers of the Argentinian economy that there has been. And even people who have what would be reasonably good jobs in many countries are very poorly off as a result of what is going on with currency and inflation and everything else. It's sad. I think things are going to be, quite frankly, extraordinarily screwed up for a very long time in Argentina. And now the calls are starting for Macri to not even stay until the general election in October, like just to leave. The Christina people are saying, you have to go now because you staying as an effective lame duck until October is terrible for the economy and the markets implode and you've just got to go. If you think that talking to a Trumpist is difficult, try talking politics in Argentina. It's really, really bad.